Hello you guys, welcome back to Lily Reads. In today's video, we have a reading vlog. So I have a plan. I have a plan that every single week I want to come with a reading vlog. It will not always be a lot of books. It might just be one book sometimes. Then at the end of the month, at least, you will always get one with at least 4. So the last one of the month will always be at least 4 books. And then the ones that are weekly might be 1 book if I only really get to 1 book and vlog it. Or it might be a few. In this one, it's going to be a few. Okay, so I had an idea. I have so many books on my bookshelf, and every single book on my bookshelf, I either have a story about them, or I have like a reason why I bought them, or a reason why I want to read them, or why I don't want to read them. So I put 3 books on my TBR. When in the coming months, I will show you guys my TBR for the month, but I didn't have time to do that for June. We'll do that in July. So I got my TBR together. I always get my TBR together at the first day of the month. I think about it throughout the prior month, but then I finally choose my about 12 books that I want to at least try to get to in a month. And so I chose 3 thrillers. I chose a few other thrillers, but there were 3 thrillers in particular I put on my TBR because I just wanted them to be read. Do you ever have a book where you're just like, I want this book to be read. I want to say that I read this book, not even because I'm interested in it, not even because it's such a prize to have read this book. It's just this book has been haunting me on my bookshelf and it needs to be read. Well, I chose 3 thrillers that are that. The thing about these 3 thrillers are, I'm not that interested in them. Like, I'm just like middle of the way. Like, if someone took these 3 books off my shelf, I probably wouldn't rebuy them. That's kind of how they are to me. Like, if they went away, if someone came to my house and was like, can I borrow that book? And then they never gave them back, I probably would never think about them again. That's what these 3 thrillers are. So I said, you know what? How about I read them, see if I like them. If I like them, I keep them. If I don't, I get rid of them. Because my goal for this year is to 100% read through my physical TBR. I want to read all of my backlog. It's a lot of books. I keep adding books, but I am trying to read through these, like read through the books that have just been sitting here collecting space. Read through the books that I had like no intention of reading, but I need to have intention reading them. That's what it is. We have Mary Kabika, Local Woman Missing. This is a novel about a missing woman, I am assuming. Okay, let's start with Local Missing Woman and why I have not been excited to read this book. If you watched my last video, you know I do not like true crime. I do not like true crime. I do not like things about people missing. I do not like finding people. I don't like it. It just feels very true crime-ish, and I don't like it. I just don't find them compelling. I don't like I always read, when I read them, I want to know how the person is found, but I don't care about the process to get to them. So I find myself sometimes skimming just to get to like, how is the person going to be found? Will the person be found? But this seems like a very short book. It's only a few pages, like 350 pages, and the words are pretty big. So I said I can read Local Missing Woman this month. So that's the first book we're going to be reading in this video. Then I want to read The 22 Murders of Madison, made by Max Berry. The reason why this book has been sitting on my TBR and I have not wanted to reach for it, and I'm just kind of on it. It's just really bizarre to me. This like whole like going back in time, the whole time warp, and I don't even know what it's truly about. A few booktubers sold me on it and I bought it, and I probably shouldn't have. This was definitely an impulse buy. Like, I should have done more research into the book, but the beautiful yellow is my favorite color. The beautiful yellow cover got me, and I should have just I probably should have read it on Kindle. I probably should have read it on Kindle, see if I liked it. If I liked it enough to really want the physical copy, I could have bought it because I love the cover. But yeah, I probably just shouldn't have bought it. I don't know if it's going to be my thing, but it's here, I own it, and let's read it. Maybe this will be a 5-star video. Who knows? Who knows? The last book that we are going to read is All Her Little Secrets by Wanda M. Morris. I believe Books and Lala, this was a book club pick for her Literally Dead book club. Her Literally Dead, I believe, was a book club pick, but y'all, I missed that. So like, I just own this book, and the reason why I have not wanted to get into this book, I don't really like true crimey things. I don't like, and this is kind of true crimey, like I don't know why I really haven't wanted to pick this up. I read the synopsis, and it's like, it's fine. It's just like, when it comes to the amount of thrillers, that is my thriller bookshelf. When it comes to the amount of thrillers that I own, there's just more pressing ones. It's not that I don't want to read these books. It's just I haven't been compelled to read these books. I'm not compelled to read these books. So prediction time. That's the fun thing about these vlogs. I'm gonna put predictions. Any 5-star predictions. If any of these, I think the highest rated book in this is probably going to be Local Woman Missing. I think I trust Mary Kubika to give me something. The lowest rated one, I believe, is going to be All Her Little Secrets. I just don't think I'm gonna find her secrets all that interesting. And then the like surprise dark horse, this is my surprise dark horse. She might come and really save the day. So yeah, let's see how that goes. The first book we are going to start this with is Local Woman Missing, and yeah, enjoy the vlog. Hello you guys, it is a Wednesday morning. I am already out and about running errands. I woke up early this morning. I am no one's early riser. I am so sorry if you can hear wind. That is life of a Jeep girl. It's just the car, you hear wind. Like, I don't know what to tell you, but I did want to give you guys an update on Local Missing Woman by Mary Kubika, because last night I talked to you guys and said we were going to read it, and then I went into bed and I read it before bed, and like, I have thoughts. I actually made quite a few, like I'm almost like 40% done with the book, so I made a good chunk in it. Okay, so let me tell you what's going on. Let me lay out what's going on in the book. Holds up, I'm about to miss my exit, so if you can hold that thought, let me get over. I'm a good driver, you guys. I'm actually not. Like, I'm a cautious driver, and so it causes me to like not be a good driver. I be driving for everybody on the road. Like, I be looking at everything, and you know. Okay, I made my exit. Let me make sure. I'm looking down at my GPS. Let me make sure. Hey, this is a vlog. This is a vlog. So enjoy enjoy the life of a vlog. Why do I feel like that wasn't my exit? Okay, hold up, let me stay keen. Okay, I'm sorry, let me get right before I do this with y'all. I'm always, because you know you gotta be safe even though you're vlogging. Okay, I can lay out the story of what's going on. Okay, so Local Missing Woman. We have several POVs going on in this book, which means there's a lot of players on the table. And let me tell you something about me. When it comes to thrillers, I need players on the table. When it comes to thriller, mystery, give me players. Give me everyone on the board. I need everyone to have a motive, everyone to have a reason, everyone to have secrets. That is how I like my thrillers, a mystery. And this book is delivering that. So we start this book and we are following a girl named Meredith. Meredith admits to us that she has been cheating on her husband. Did Meredith admit that, or did Shelby admit that? Now I'm confused. I'm a little confused. Okay, so we have Shelby. That's who it is. We get Shelby. I'm confused. We get Shelby. Okay, we start the book and Shelby has admitted to us that she is cheating on her husband and that probably her husband physically abuses her. Then all of a sudden she hears footsteps, and then we switch to the next chapter. In the next chapters, we get a little girl named Delilah who is locked in a basement with another little boy named Gus. And they locked in a basement by these old funky white people who only come and give them food occasionally and treat them real bad. They've been locked in a basement for 11 years. So we have 11 years ago and we have the current. We have 3 POVs going on 11 years ago. We have 4 POVs going on 11 years ago. We have Shelby, the girl who I told you cheating on her husband. We have Meredith. We have this other woman who knows Meredith and her husband Josh. And we have one more POV from 11 years ago. Stay with me. Josh. I guess we have Josh's POV, kinda. Like, you get POVs from 11 years ago, and then you get POVs in the now. In the now, you have Delilah. You have Delilah's brother, Leo. You have, and I think that's it. In the now, there's only 2 POVs. Well, the story is called Local Missing Woman because Shelby is dead, Meredith is dead, and Delilah just she's missing. So we have 3 things. So in the past, we get all of these people. Delilah is a little girl with her brother Leo, and her mother is Meredith, and her daddy is Josh. That's Nan. And then we have Shelby. Shelby is pregnant. She has a husband, and Meredith is her Zula. Are you following me on this story? But now in the present, Shelby dead, Meredith dead, and Delilah missing. That's what you have. And Leo is grown, not grown. He a teenager now. Josh is Josh. The daddy, he lost his wife and his daughter missing, so he's a fucking mess. And then you have this lesbian couple who are also kind of keeping us in the know of what's going on. This sounds like a lot, but it is kind of, Shelby and Meredith kind of get confusing. They kind of get confusing. Like, sometimes I have to wake myself up to realize, am I reading a Shelby chapter or a Meredith chapter? But because their stories intertwine. But it's fine. So, as we know it, as I'm currently reading, I don't know who killed Shelby. I don't know who killed Meredith. They're saying Meredith committed suicide. And Delilah is back home. This is spoiler down. I don't care. This vlog is going to be spoiler down. Sorry. So that's what has happened. Now let's go with the POVs. I believe Josh, the husband, is sketchy, but that's just Thriller 101. Thriller 101, the husband is always sketchy. You always got to keep 2 eyes open to them. Then you have Leo. Leo is the brother. Leo, the brother, is ridiculous. His POVs are nuts. He hates the fact that his father kinda is fool-la lying with the cop who is trying to help him find Delilah. He think they gotta he hates that with so much vengeance. He hates that shit. He's kind of nasty to Delilah, not in a weird, just in a child, he's being a child, but it's you kind of nuts. It's not relax. Your sister just got found, and I know you don't remember her, but stay with us, Shelby is getting abused at home, so you're getting the typical I'm abused, and when people try to help me, I shut them out storyline, which is fine. Meredith is our wildest player on the board because we don't know what's going on. We don't know if Meredith actually committed suicide. She probably didn't. When they found Meredith dead, there was a note that said, you'll never find her talking about Delilah. So there's a lot of mystery around Meredith, her relationship with Shelby, all of that. And also Meredith was getting text messages in the past about somebody wanting her good and dead. So follow us there. Follow us there. So yeah, there's just a lot of players on the board. We're trying to really figure out what happened to Shelby, Meredith, and Delilah. We're at the point of the book where no one's missing, and so I'm on board. Like, you guys have to understand, I do not like missing people in books. I do not like a story being centered around a person who is not there, and there's curious circumstances on where they actually are. Like, I do not like, let the person be dead. Like, I don't like that. So I'm enjoying the fact that we know Meredith is dead, we know Shelby is dead, and Delilah's back home. Like, the players are all on the board. We see the players. Now we got to figure out who is lying. My money is on... See, okay, so Shelby is in an abusive relationship. Her husband is still alive. They have a baby. I'm nervous. Like, obviously the husband is the biggest culprit. Not Meredith's husband, but Shelby's husband is the biggest culprit. He has the most things against him because he seems to be abusive from what we've seen. But that's like, a red herring. It should be something else, right? I don't know. There's a doctor they're saying who could have done it. I don't know. I really don't know much. We're in the thick of it. I'll let you guys know final thoughts later on when I can go back home and read, but I don't know. But it was good. It kept my attention. Like, as I was just laying in bed, like winding down for the night, it kept my attention. I wanted to keep reading, which is not always with the beginning of thrillers. It'd be a little shaky in the beginning, but it kept my attention. Local Missing Woman is shaping up to be pretty solid. Anyways, I'll come back, give some thoughts later on if I have some time to read today. Anyways, I'm gonna run my errands, get to where I need to be, and yeah, see you later in the vlog. Hello, you guys. I am here for a final check-in on Local Missing Woman by Mary Kubica. If you follow me on Goodreads, you know she was a hit. You know that she was a hit. Not only is this book 5 out of 5 stars, it's one of my favorite thrillers I have read since I fell in love with thrillers. Like, this worked. Like, everything worked. It had everything I want in a thriller / mystery. It had characters. I need players on the board. Let me tell you something about me in a thriller. I need players on the board. I need everyone to have a motive, everyone to have a reason, everyone to be mildly sketchy. I need red herrings. I need things that lead to nothing. I need characters who kind of fall off in the book. Like, I need that. I need a real story, what else? Mystery. I need mystery. I need switching narratives. Like, I need, like, all of a sudden everything we knew was not real. I need all of it. Like, I need to be intrigued throughout the way. Every time I started to get a little bit bored with her, she gave me a plot twist. She gave me something that's like, oh. Now, this book did ruin its twist. A little bit. If you're not perceptive or you don't read a lot of thrillers, you go into this completely blind, and then the person who did it, and you're like, whoa. But I always knew Kate and B were sketchy down. So we have several POVs in here. We have Shelley, we have Meredith, we have Delilah, and we have Kate. The Kate POV never made sense to me. I did not know why we were getting Josh's story through Kate. But if you read thrillers, something in Kate's life is intriguing, and we're going to find out what it is, because that's why we're following her. So I always knew something in Kate home was not right. So as I kept reading the book, I constantly tried to figure out what about Kate wasn't right. Like, I knew they were in it in some way. But this is where, by the way, this is spoilers. So, like, stay with me. This is spoilers. So when it ended up being B who was involved in all this bullshit, I didn't see it coming. Like, I gotta be honest. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't see the B reveal coming. I was so like, this book did such a good job, because that's the thing. You have to put the answer to the mystery right in front of my face, and I still fucking ignored it. When they said the basement was soundproof, the little thing she do her rock band was soundproof. All the little things they said about her, the stuff that B was saying in the Kate introduction, I kind of want to go back and reread the Kate introduction to like really see what these bitches was up to. Because like I knew something was off about them, but I didn't figure it out. And that's where I got to give Mary Kubika her tens, because I did not see, like, even though like I saw it, I knew the obvious plot twist was Kate. Something about Kate wasn't right. But I never thought to think they got Delilah. And maybe that is because the whole Delilah is not really Delilah. Yeah, the Gus thing, the Gus not being real thing, that's something I use when there's someone in the like imaginary in the book. I usually pick that up. I usually pick that up immediately when someone in the book isn't real and someone made it. But the Gus thing was like, woo! The Gus thing was like shocking to me. I did not see that one coming. Yeah, just all the things that were in this book like were shocking to me, even though like I was always one step away from like the truth. Knew something was off about Kate. Knew that Meredith was involved in how Shelley died. Knew it. What I loved the most about this entire thing was the Cassandra storyline that led to fucking nothing. I love a storyline that leads to fucking nothing. That whole Cassandra and Marty in the affair thing only slightly having something to do with the twist. So Cassandra texting Meredith really didn't, all them little mysterious texts she was getting really didn't mean nothing. Cassandra just thought she was fucking her husband, but really Shelley was fucking her husband. Like it was just so well done, and like it's only 350 pages. Like that's the thing. Usually a thriller this like intricate needs more pages to do it, and I'm bored. Like it just was the perfect length. Like I loved it. Like y'all can say I'm doing a little bit too much, and maybe I am, and I'll figure that out at the end of the year when I do my best stuff. But like as far as the thrillers I read this year, it hit for me. And the thing is, I hate true crime thrillers. What I consider a true crime thriller is like Wife Found Dead is a true crime thriller to me. Missing People is 100% a true crime thriller. Most of the time it's just missing people, sexual assault stories are true crime. And like murder, like, and like regular person gets murdered. We need to figure out who. Those are true crime mysteries to me. So don't get true crime mystery mixed with a domestic thriller. Those are two different things. Like a true crime mystery can be a domestic thriller, but not all domestic thrillers are true crime. If that makes sense. This was domestic and true crime, but more so just true crime. And I hate true crime mysteries. Y'all learned that in the last video, but I like this. Anyways, we gonna move on. I'm about to go into Target, but we're gonna move on to All Her Secrets. I think that's what the book is called. We're gonna move on to that. Yeah, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna read that, and then I'll talk to you guys. So people always ask how I have so much time to read books. I don't do shit. I am literally picking up a couple styling products from Target. Then I'm going home. To do nothing. So I read while I watch stupid TV. I do reading sprints with people I follow on BookTube. Like, reading is just the crux of my day. Like, that's the thing. I wake up every day and figure out what I'm going to read. The same way I feel like some people do that with video games. Like, everything revolves around when they have time to do video games or look at TikToks or look at TV shows. Mine is reading. Everything revolves around when I have time to read. Like, I read before bed. I always am gonna read. So like, it's just easy for me to just like read a book. I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna move on to All Her Little Secrets or something like that. I don't have the book with me, like it's at home. What am I supposed to do? So yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then yeah, I'll see you guys later. So I am coming to you guys with my first update for All Her Little Secrets by Wanda M. Morris. I am about at the like 120 page mark, so I thought I would come on here and give you guys my thoughts on this book. Boring down, like, I just knew this book was not going to be for me, and it's not. Like, I'm just not interested in this book. So let me tell you what's going on. So we have our main character, Ellis. She works at like this company. I'm not even sure oh, she's a lawyer. She works as an attorney at this company, and she has been having an affair with like the executive of this company. Like, we literally get thrusted right into like the story, and she finds him dead. Like, in the first 8 pages, he dies. He has a bullet wound to the head and he dies. She walks in his office because they've been meeting up to have the affair. He's the one who's married. And they've been meeting up to have this affair, and she walks into his office because he calls her to the office, and the man is dead. So she decides to act like she did not see that the man was dead, and she leaves the office, goes downstairs. Then before you know it, his assistant walks in, calls the police, and now here's the investigation into how this man died. At first it was ruled as suicide, but then they decided it was a homicide. So basically, she's not going to tell anyone she was having an affair with the man, and she's not going to tell anyone she saw the body beforehand. Well, the guy was an executive at the law firm, so the CEO of the law firm decides to promote her to his job. So now she just got a 35% pay increase, and she has this new job, and so she's kind of hesitant about taking it because she don't want the mess, she don't want the bullshit, but she takes it, and that's kind of like where I am, her starting this new job. This book is my issue. I am going to be hard on books about black people until they're better. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I know a lot of black people, or even white people, like, when they read books about black people, they like to be uber positive because you want more books about black people to be popular and for people to read them. But like, I'm here for good black books. Like, if we got a bunch of good black books instead of a bunch of mediocre, if we got a little bit of good black books instead of a bunch of mediocre black books, I take the little bit of good black books. And I just feel like these books aren't written for black people. They're written for people who want to read about what it's like to be black. And I know that's kind of a flat take, but it's true. Like, they keep explaining things to me in this book that we all already, not even just black people, we all already know. Like, we don't need the "you have to work twice as hard" speech. We don't need the "oh my gosh, everybody at work is racist" stuff. And I'm not saying that those things can't be included in the book, because you guys know I am a trauma girl. I love trauma in my books. I love the hard stuff in my books. I'm not one of those people. What I'm saying is there's a better way to have this discussion. There's a more interesting way. You can show me through dialogue that the people at her job are racist, or you can show me so this has dual POVs. This has dual timelines. So we keep going back in time and like going back to her South Carolina upbringing and stuff like that. It's like, you don't have to beat me over the head of what the message I'm supposed to learn from this flashback is. Just have the flashback. I can use my own deductive reasoning to come up with why this is in here. Like, and so it's like, instead of telling a smart and interesting story with a plot, you're just constantly hitting me over the head with things you want me to learn and things you want me to take away. And it's taking away from what an actual good book could be. Every time it's like, we have the plot, you have to explain to me what this person doing this means, and what this means for this, and what this means for blackness. I feel like every book constantly has the chore of explaining what blackness is, and that's not a writer's job. And I'm not going to just blame the writers. I think the publishing houses are making these people do this as well. And it's like, as a black person, it's not interesting to read. I wouldn't say it's not fun. I don't read necessarily to read fun books. it's not interesting. It's because you're not saying anything new. You get what I'm saying? Like, how many black books have to reference Get Out? How many black books that take place in a corporate setting have to mention Get Out? It's not clever. It's not smart. Like, constantly throwing in black references and stuff. It's just not smart to constantly remind you, read, I'm black. It's just, and I don't want to sound like a freaking, like one of those people who don't like to read black books because they feel like black books have too much trauma and stuff. I think those people are losers. Like, black people have trauma in their lives and black authors are allowed to write about that trauma. There's just better ways, and there's so many authors that do it well that I refuse to take the pickle juice. I refuse to sit here and accept the pickle juice that comes from certain authors because they're black. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, this book is just not doing anything interesting. So then when you go back to the plot of the guy being dead, let's go to the actual story. It's not good. It's simply not good. All the players that are on the board, you know I like players. None of them are intriguing. We don't have too many players. So far, the book is trying to lead you on the pathway of like, this is like a company conspiracy. They came together to try to get this guy killed. Like the partners at the law firm are whispering. So you kind of think like that's what could be going on. Who knows? She could have killed the man. Who knows? Who knows? Like, there's just like, I don't know. There just ain't too much going on. It's just boring. Like, I'm so sorry. It's just simply boring. Just as boring as I thought it was gonna be. So, anyways, unless it picks up, that's what it is. Not too much on black authors, but like, we gotta come up with it, something that we can't do the you gotta be twice as good speech. We don't have to point out that, y'all, she was walking through the store on a regular degla day and got racially profiled by the security guard, and the fucking sales associate didn't want to help her with nothing at the store. It's like, do it gotta be so heavy-handed? Do it gotta be so heavy-handed on the, hey, I'm black and I experience racism? Like, I get it. And the thing is, I don't mind you putting that in the story, but it's like, where's the finesse with it? Like, you have her walk into the store just for whatever reason and show that the sales associate don't want to do nothing for her, and the security guard following her around. And of course, that does happen to black people, but like, why gotta happen? Like, why does every terrible thing that happened to black people have to happen to her? Like, it just becomes ridiculous. It becomes ridiculous, and it takes you out of the story. It's like, okay, can we do this in a better way? I think of books like Monday's Not Coming, who made a whole book about how black girls are forgotten, abused, and mistreated in society without having to constantly beat you over the head of constant racism. It just told the narrative, and you got that from the narrative. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, black books do it well. This one just ain't. Okay, I'm gonna stop ranting, and yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow when I hopefully finish this book. It's a doozy. It's a doozy. Like, I don't even want to read it before bed, but we gonna try, y'all. We gonna try. Anyways, hello, you guys. I'm here to give you guys a reading update. I am headed to the grocery store to pick up some chicken broth. I was making some chicken noodle soup, some homemade chicken noodle soup, and like, I believe I used chicken broth that was old, because like, I've never made homemade like chicken noodle soup before, but like, the chicken broth like has like a fishy smell to it. Like, I don't know, like, my soup smells fishy, and I'm like, I rather use like something I know that is right and not like something I know that's not expired than do. So anyways, I'm headed back to the grocery. I went to the grocery store earlier and picked everything up, but I thought I had chicken broth, but obviously my chicken broth was expired because it should not smell like that. Like, it shouldn't. So I'm just gonna restart the whole soup over. I enjoy making soup. It's like relaxing. I don't know. So like, it's fine. I'll watch some YouTube videos. It'll be an easy thing for me to do. But anyways, I wanted to give you guys an update on All Her Little Secrets. So I think I'm going to give All Her Little Secrets 2.5 out of 5 stars. I did not enjoy it. I just didn't enjoy it. When it got towards the end, I found myself being more compelled. But was I more compelled because the story was getting good, or was I compelled because I knew the shit was about to end? Like, was I getting my last kick of energy before I was like, okay, this is done? So like, I just did not enjoy it. When it comes to the ending, I found the back in the day story of her being in her small town in South Carolina to be 10 times more compelling than our current storyline of the people in her office. And here is the thing, I am going to blame this also on being more of a me thing than the book. I hate office thrillers. I can finally say that definitively. I do not like office thrillers. To me, the problem with an office thriller is that there's too many players on the board, and you forget who the players are. You forget how they come into the story. There's just too much going on in an office thriller for me to be it, like an office mystery type. I just do not like it. I do not. This was giving very The Other Black Girl tease, which honestly is my worst book of the year thus far. Therefore, I just couldn't. This book is a lot better than The Other Black Girl. Like, be clear. Let's be very clear. But like, it just was giving that same tease. And then another thing that keeps happening in these black mystery books, what is it with this new trope where the thing that is the problem is like this random white supremacist group that like wants to take down all black people? You get that kind of in The Other Black Girl. You get that here. And Black Buck had the exact same thing going on in it. What is that? That's not interesting. I'm sure there are white supremacist groups all over the world trying to take down black people, like duh. But like, it's not interesting to have some random made up white supremacist group trying to take down like a black person, and then it causes all, it just takes me out of the novel. Like, and it's all like, that's always the thing in a black thriller. It's always some random white supremacist group, and I'm like, it would just be so much more interesting if there was an actual person in the office who was doing this because they really hated her ass and had reason to hate her. I don't know. It just could be so much more compelling. Like, I do think a lot of my issues from the beginning kind of went away about the constant black references, the constant reminders of being black. And now with the twist of there being some white supremacist group, it makes sense why in the beginning they had all these, oh my gosh, people treat me so bad. But it's just like, why such a heavy hand? Why such a heavy hand? But I did start to find the storyline about her being back home to be the actual good book inside this bad book. Like, every now and then when I'm reading a bad book, there's always a storyline within the bad book that I'm like, this was the story. And there was a story there. There was a story there of flashing back to her childhood, her having to murder someone, and then having to do with the real life, and then her in the exact same situation. But it just, the present day little storyline just did not hit for me. So anyways, 2.5 out of 5 stars. I won't think about it. Will it be in my worst of the year? Maybe. I feel like we're only in June. I'm gonna read worse books. Like, it's just whatever. It is just whatever. But I am going to move on to the 22 Murders of Madison May, which is the last book in this. This is the one I'm most intrigued about, I told you guys. I'm not sure how to feel about her. But anyway, I'm going to do that, and I will see you guys in the first clip for that. Hey, y'all. We back for the 22 Murders of Madison May. I'm almost halfway done with this book. It's the weekend. Y'all are seeing this video on a Monday, and it is the weekend when I'm currently filming this. And believe it, this cover is so damn pretty. I don't care what nobody says. I love yellow, if you can't tell. But anyways, I've been reading this book, and believe it or not, I have had so much time this weekend to read. The weekends are usually like my not reading. I read something every single day. I make it a mission. It was my goal in 2022 to read at least a certain amount of pages every single day. And I've been doing great on that thus far. So like, I read something every single day, but like to read like big chunks of something every single day is not something that I do. Like, usually I only read big chunks of something if I'm in a reading sprint. If I'm like watching a reading sprint of a booktuber that I like. But I've been reading this weekend, but usually the weekends is for like my relaxing time. Usually the weekends are when I like to do stuff with my man. But my man got sick, y'all. My man left me for dead. My man left me for dead, ho. My man got sick. So I was left to my own devices this weekend, and I realized, ooh, I don't have many devices except for playing The Sims, reading, and watching TV. So I said, oh, I guess I'm just going to read this weekend. We were supposed to hit Korean barbecue. I want to see Top Gun, and I want to see Jurassic Park. Couldn't do none of that because he up and got sick on me. So I just been able to read. And so I started the 22 Murders of Madison May. And like, here is the thing. I am not the smartest cookie in the cookie jar. Like, I know y'all like me and y'all think I'm smart and like, haha, period. But like, I know what I know. I know what I know. And I leave the rest of the girls to what they know. And that's why I kind of don't really reach out of my comfort zone when it comes to books. Because believe it or not, English degree and all, it's kind of hard for me sometimes to grasp certain concepts in books when we're dealing with fantastical elements. It's kind of hard for me to grasp them because I got my degree in books. So like things that are like scientific, mathy, it's really hard for me to grasp it sometimes. And so I was very worried about the 22 Murders of Madison May because I knew we were dealing with kind of this like scientific element of like world jumping, and that's what's going on. But like, I've been keeping up. Okay, so follow me. So the 22 Murders of Madison May start off with Miss Madison May herself. Madison May is a real estate agent, and she is showing a house to a guy. And so as she's showing the house to the guy, she knows that the guy is being weird as fucking hell, and it's clear that he wants to hurt her. So Madison May pretends like she knows this man, and they have some deep love connection because she know that's what the man want to hear. Well, I guess Miss Madison May acting wasn't great because he realizes she's just lying and she don't know him. And so he's like, oh my gosh, I gotta kill you. And he stabs her several times. And basically, yeah, he stabs Madison May. Madison May is dead. So then we meet Felicity. Felicity is a reporter at this news company, and she's been put on to cover the murder of Madison May, the real estate agent. So she goes to the crime scene, and she sees a guy at the crime scene, but she thinks nothing of it. She's like, okay, whatever. So she goes home. And she receives some pictures from the crime scene, and she sees that the guy who she saw at the crime scene, his hat matches something that the murderer left at the crime scene of Madison May, like death. And so she called, she's like, these two things are connected, whatever. Well, they're in New York City, so she goes to the train station, and she sees that same guy with the hat who was at the crime scene, who she thinks has something to do with it. But the weird thing is about all of this, the dude who she's claiming she saw in the pictures he got arrested for killing his wife. So like, she's wondering why this man not in jail, but instead at this crime scene. So she goes up to him, she's shooting the shit, and all of a sudden our good sis Felicity get thrown in the train tracks. She wakes up from the train tracks and realizes nobody remembers anything that happened in the past 24 hours. Nobody remembers Madison May getting murdered. No one remembers her falling in. No, they remember her falling in the train tracks. That's the last thing they remember. She's not even a reporter anymore. They think she's nuts for even saying that she is a reporter. She is what is she? She's something else in this, whatever. She's something like, I don't know. And every time jump, Felicity got the worst job you ever fucking seen. So she's doing something in the, she's not, so everything she thought was real is not real. Now, some things are exactly the same. She has the same boyfriend. She lives in the same apartment, but like she doesn't have 2 cats anymore like she used to have. She doesn't, like, things are different in this life, and no one remembers Madison May being dead. Well, I'm spoiling the whole book. So yeah, there's that. So basically, she has just figured out that she just time jumped and Madison May is not dead in her new time. Until she is. In this new time, come to find out, Madison May dies. And so Felicity is trying to explain that she knows that Madison May is dead because she saw Madison May die yesterday. But in the new version of this, Madison May is no longer a real estate agent. She's something else. So Felicity is trying to get to the root of what is going on. So we have 3 characters, three people on the board. We have Clay. Clay is the person who keeps murdering Madison May because he's obsessed with her. Then we have Hugo. Hugo is jumping through time. That's the person who allegedly killed his wife and is jumping through time. He's jumping through time to stop Clay. And now we have Felicity. She's jumping through time because she recognized Clay. And like she got herself involved in this bullshit. So those are the 3 players on the board. We don't really know. Even where I'm reading, we don't really know much about that. But you know how I said like this stuff usually gets confusing to me? It does. So like Felicity is trying to explain to us like the multiverse of madness, the multiverse of Madison May. She's trying to explain that to us. And like, you want to know, this sounds like Everything Everywhere All at Once. And yes, it does. Like follow that. If you've seen Everything Everywhere All at Once, that's exactly how like they're explaining how the time jump goes and how you're a different you in every place that you go. But once you go to another place, the old you no longer exists. Therefore, you can't go back in time. You can only go up. You can't go back to your old life. So Felicity can never go back to her old life. So this is. But what this really reminded me of, if you guys have ever watched the TV show Lost, one of the best episodes of the TV show Lost is an episode called The Constant. And it's called The Constant because they're talking about how when you switch from time to time and go through time and go back in time and the old you exists, you have to have a constant. You have to have something that grounds you in reality or you kind of get forgotten. And that's kind of what they were explaining here. How you have to have like memory constants, things that are the same, like things that ground you to earth, that make you even when you're no longer there. It's so interesting the different ways in which, like, when you take Everything Everywhere All at Once, or you take a Lost, or you take a Avengers, you take a Marvel, how people do like the multiverse and stuff like that. I just like how like some people add things to it, but it's so funny how everyone all agrees on like these base ideas of how like multiverses work. So I actually have found that to be very, very interesting. Overall, I find it really, really interesting. What I find the most interesting is how Clay be killing Madison May. He is a whole fucking nut. Clay's story is that he saw Madison May in a movie and was just like, she's cute, we need to get married. And then he kills her. And so then he like goes back and tries to find her again, and then he kills her if she's not the one. Like, he only wants Madison May, the movie star. He don't want no other Madison May. So he kills her if she's not anything other than that. But he can't find her in a universe where she's anything other than that. It's so funny. It's so funny, but also kind of weird. I don't know. It's kind of like this weird social commentary on like men feeling entitled to women. Ooh, not me again. I'm no discourse. Anyway, I'm enjoying it. By the way, if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm taking the braids out of my hair. I know the scissors are scaring you, but I'm a pro at this, y'all. And I also don't give a fuck. Half of me being a natural these days is me not giving a damn. I hope y'all can see me. Anyways, I'll come back with one last update when I'm done with this tomorrow, because I'm done reading for the night. And yeah, See you later. We are here for the final update of the video. Honestly, the 22 Murders of Madison May by Max Berry. Max Berry, you almost scared me. Max Berry almost scared me. This book got very insulted down at the end. And I thought that Clay is like our antagonist. He's the one who's going around killing Madison May in the different worlds. I thought he was gonna get a redemption arc. I thought it was gonna be like, oh my gosh, what is love? All of that. I really did. But that didn't happen because I got scared. This is about to be a 1 star, but 4 out of 5 stars, maybe 4.5 out of 5. I gotta really think about it when I put it on Goodreads, but right now 4 out of 5 stars. This book was so much fun. Like, I was in it. I was engrossed. Felicity, Hugo, Clay, Madison May. I enjoyed that at the end Madison May was able to take over her own story and kill Clay, because Clay killed her so many times. It is just crazy. Like, Clay was really murdering Madison May. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine if someone was hopping worlds and killing you like every time? And you want to know something that was really emotional that kind of got to me, that I wasn't expecting to get to me? Every time I would imagine Felicity or Madison May like being killed in their world and going into a new world, you kind of think like, okay, whatever, that world is over and you get to be somebody else in a new world. But like, people miss you in your current world, especially when it comes to like Felicity, because at least in the Madison May world, everyone knows that Madison May is killed. But in Felicity's world, when Felicity jumps from person to person, no one knows what happens to her in these worlds, and people grieve you and all of that stuff. And another thing this book made me think about was how important your life is. I have always said I have never been one of those people who want to switch lives with other people, because I see the most important things in my life, the people that I know, my family, and the things that I have done. So switching lives with other people, people who have more money, who have better life, I've never thought about switching lives with people as if I have a choice. But like, I never thought like in bed, even at my worst, my lowest, that I want to switch lives with someone, because I'm like, there's so much special in my life. I guess it's a thing about gratitude. Like, there's so many things about my life that can't be replicated. And this book kind of explains that. When Felicity is jumping from place to place and her boyfriend is different in every single world, he's the same person, but there's just subtle things that are different or big things that are different. And like, she can never fully be in love or be in love with Gavin, because she's like, you're almost there, but you're not fully who the person I liked is. And it makes you appreciate what you have and the things that you actually love about your life. That got me emotional, because I'm like, that's so true. There are such small things about your life that you don't realize are great until they're gone. Until they're gone. What Jody Mitchell never lies. Like, you don't know what you got till it's gone. And like, that's what this book really showed me. I enjoyed this book a lot. I was in it. I knew about the 20% mark. I was really going to like this book. I was like, okay, I'm in it. Okay, I'm in it. Hugo in the end becoming like someone who actually tries to help people, because why was they not doing that the entire time? I am sure Clay is not the only person world hopping. So y'all know that these people be dying and killing people, and y'all just like, what the fuck ever, and this, like, y'all really could be helping people. Hugo in his little place, Hugo and his wife, that's sad. Like, the fact that his wife is dead in every single place, because that's another interesting. This wasn't a Project Hail Mary, like attention to detail type book, but I enjoyed the fact that Clay killed Hugo's wife and took her hair. Therefore, if Clay always has Hugo's wife's hair, she always has to be dead. I enjoy continuity. I'm a continuity girl. I enjoy things like that. But there is always a place where she might not be dead and Clay don't got this woman's hair. I love it. I loved it. I loved it. 4.5 out of 5 stars. Just a really good book. Anyways, we are going to go back to my office, back in front of my books, and I'm going to give you a final wrap up on all the books. We have finished. We have finished this video, this vlog. We were in my Jeep, we were in my stairwell, we were everywhere, but we have completed this vlog. And you want to know what? This was a very successful vlog. What have we learned today reading all three of these books? Well, we learned one thing. White people won. White people won. Unfortunately, this was a dud. At the end of all of these vlogs that involve me reading through my TBR, I want to take something away. And I think what I can take away from this, reading these two books that probably would have sat on my bookshelf for a little while before I read them, but enjoying them more than I enjoy most of the books that I read this year, it says that I should reach for the things that like intrigue me at one point. Like, I should not be so quick to be like, well, I ain't in the mood for that, so I ain't reading it. Like, maybe the books you're not in the mood for are the books you need to read the most, because you get an unexpected like surprise in the end. Because like, here's the thing, this book was not good, but I didn't expect this book to be good, so like I lost nothing. It's exactly what I thought it was, and I can unhaul her. But these two books were good, and my expectations were low, and they surprised me. And I think the surprise was even bigger because I expected to not dislike them, just to be kind of bored with them. I just wasn't in the mood for them. So I think we, pick up the books. Pick up the books. You bought your books for a reason. Pick them up, because you never know. You never know. The ones that you least expect, the ones you least are gravitated towards might surprise you. So I am definitely going to do this again. And I've restored faith in my book buying process. Like, I didn't know if I should have bought this book, and I didn't know if I should have bought this book. This is actually a rare thriller that I think I'm going to reread. And this was so good, I also am going to reread it. So these are two books that will be sitting comfortably on my bookshelf for years to come. These are books that I would recommend to people. So you know what? I should trust my book buying process. But with the good, there's the bad. This will be getting unhauled. This will be getting unhauled. I don't really like to unhaul books written by Black people. So more than unhaul, I think I will just find this a better home. I will try to like recommend this to people. Like, hey, if you like, because I do believe there is a place and a time for this book. This book has a 3.8 on Goodreads. So it's not like people hate this book. It just was not for me. So more than unhaul, I want to find this a better home, because this book is not for me. And that's what I took away from this. I don't want to read office place thrillers. I do not want to read office place thrillers. When you think escape room, a bunch of people who worked in an office together, the other Black girl, and there's a few more. I try to stay away from them, but there's a few. I don't like office place thrillers. I don't like thrillers about people who all work together. I don't. It doesn't work for me. So yeah, this was never going to work for me, but I know that now. You learn so much when you read the books you buy. Who would have thought? Anyways, that's the end of this video. This got a 2.5 out of 5 star. 5 star. 4 star. Solid. What can we ask for? A good week of reading. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next weekly vlog. Yeah, if you have any recommendations, if you see books behind me, you're like, Ken, you should read that, let me know. I will. I like to like come up with 3 books, 3, 2, 5 books, and come up with a theme. I already got my theme for next week, because like we already in the week, but like let me know. Anyways, I love you guys so much. If you want to see more of me, hit me up on Patreon, which is As Told by Kenya. And yeah, subscribe to Lily Reads if you want to. I don't give a damn. But like, hey,